the e-class organized by Digital Classroom Malaysia in collaboration with Microsoft and KPM. Okay, my name is Miss Anzulidia binti Muhammad. I'm from PPD Pekan and also one of the Digital Classroom admin. I will be your moderator for today. Okay. This is a session bonus for all you boys out there, as for the next 9 days, teachers who are experts in their own fields will be here to share tips on how to answer questions. So today, we have with us Madam Lily Arfaniza Muhammad Arif from SMK Taman Sutra, who will be sharing her tips on how to answer English language question for PT3. But before we start the session proper, let us all recite the doa to get his blessing.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Terima kasih kepada moderator yang bertugas. Saya Ustaz Yusri bin Yusof dari Sekolah Menengah Sains Batu Pahat, Johor. Diminta para pelajar dan pendidik Muslim untuk sama-sama menadah tangan dan mengaminkan doa yang akan dibacakan. Mudah-mudahan program kita pada hari ini diberkati Allah dan kita memohon agar penyakit COVID-19 diangkat dan dihapuskan dengan segera insya-Allah. Bagi yang bukan Islam, bolehlah berdoa dan bertafakur dengan adat dan kepercayaan agama masing-masing. Lin Nabiyil Karim wa ala alihi wa ashabil kiramil Fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Arrahmanir rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma ighfir lana wa liwalidina warhamhum kama rabbawna shighara. Wa li jami'il muslimina wal muslimat والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمعلمين والمعلمات والمجاهدين والمجاهدات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمنا بنور الفهم وافتحنا أبواب العلم وزينا بالأخلاق الحسنة والعلم. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور هدايتك كما نورت السماوات والأرض أبدا أبدا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم ألهمنا رشدنا وأعذنا من شر نفسنا وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, jadilah kami sebagai hamba-Mu yang sentiasa bersyukur di atas nikmat yang sedikit, apatah lagi nikmat yang besar melimpah ruah kepada kami. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim, berkatilah dan rahmatilah program ilmu ikhlas pada hari ini dengan kasih sayang-Mu. Lapangkanlah hati-hati kami dengan sinaran hidayah-Mu agar mudah kami menerima, memahami dan mengamalkan ilmu yang bakal kami terima nanti. Semoga dengan izin-Mu kami mampu menzahirkan potensi diri kami, bertunjangkan syariat-Mu demi sebuah kejayaan di dunia dan di akhirat. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, di kesempatan ini kami juga memohon perlindungan dari-Mu dengan virus COVID-19 ini. Dengan penuh kehinaan dan kehambaan, jauhkanlah penyakit ini dari kami, kediaman kami, ahli keluarga kami, isteri dan anak-anak cucu kami, guru-guru kami, sahabat-sahabat kami dan seluruh manusia di dunia ini, khususnya negara kami Malaysia. Sesungguhnya Engkaulah sebaik-baik penjaga dan Maha Penyayang. Ya Allah yang Maha Mencipta dan yang Maha Penyembuh, afiatkanlah, syifatkanlah mereka yang sedang diuji dengan COVID-19 ini dengan kesembuhan yang baik dan sempurna. Syahidkanlah ya Allah mereka telah pergi menghadap-Mu kerananya. Ya Allah, yang tiada daya serta kekuatan melainkan dengan kuasa-Mu. Kurniakanlah ketabahan, kecekalan dan kekuatan semangat zahir dan batin kepada pejuang-pejuang barisan hadapan COVID-19 negara kami, khususnya pasukan perubatan, anggota keselamatan dan sukarelawan-sukarelawan yang berkorban masa dan tenaga untuk merawat dan menjaga pesakit-pesakit ini dengan tabah dan sabar. Bismillahilladzi la yadurru ma'asmihi syai'un fil ardi wala fis sama' wa huwas samiul alim. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal maula wa ni'mal nasir. Bismillah tawakkalna 'ala Allah wa la haula wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Taqabbalallahu minkum. Kembali kepada moderator yang bertugas. Terima kasih. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Allahumma ighfir lana wa li
Okay, this is our third day coming to you live. So I would like to give you a few friendly reminders to all of you boys out there. Now, as teenagers, I know that you are always online, so we have to be responsible digital citizens. So these are a few internet etiquettes that we have to follow. So number one, please be respectful towards other people. Number two, please mind your language, because we have noticed that some of the boys and girls during chatting in the chat room using language which is not appropriate. So do mind your language. Okay, and number three, the chat section in the YouTube should be allocated for posing questions to the speaker only. Okay, all right. I think we shall move on to the section proper. Okay, so here's Madam Lily Arfaniza from Muhammad Arif from SMK Taman Sutra. So I will hand over the session to Madam Lily. Okay, Madam Lily, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Anne. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to everyone. I hope everyone will be healthy and stay safe at home. So I would like to thank to the Digital Classroom committee for inviting me. Even actually, there are many other expertise compared to me. So just let me introduce myself. Okay, who am I? Okay, my name is Lily Arfaniza binti Muhammad Arif. I'm origin from Malacca. Actually, I've been teaching for 27 years in Malacca before. But now I'm teaching at SMK Taman Sutra, Johor Bahru. This is my 4th year. So before that, I was teaching in SMK Skudai, Johor Bahru. So I've been teaching in primary school for 8 years before I've been appointed to be teaching in secondary school. So I've been teaching for more than 10 years. So today I would like to share with you. Okay, how can you score for your PT3 English? All right. As everyone knows that this is our second year for having the new format for your PT3 English papers. Right? Before this, we only have two papers. Means you have that will be for writing paper, and one more will be your listening paper. And your speaking will be accumulate with your listening marks. Okay, let's look at the new format. All right, now beginning last year, we have 4 papers that will be testing on all your 4 skills for your speaking, listening, reading comprehension, and also your writing. Okay, now let's look at paper 1 first. Okay, as what I showed here. All right, for paper 1 with the coding 12/1, it is written use of English, means for your comprehensions. Okay, for this paper, it is to test on students' ability whether you can read and understand the passages or the text that been given for you to answer. All right, for this paper, there are 5 parts. Part 1, it consists of short text, MCQ, whereby there are 8 questions, and every question will be given 3 choices of answers that student can choose, or which one should be the correct answer. Okay, for the second part, it is error correction. In previous PT3 or PMR, it is known as correcting identical errors. Means you need to read the passage and then all the errors are underlined and you need to write the correct words. And it also consists of 8 questions. Okay, for part 3, it is information, whereby you'll be given non-text materials usually, or a short text, and you'll be asked or you'll be given questions, and all answers are in the text. And you need to really read and understand and just transfer the correct answers to the space or to the blank that provided in the answer sheet. After the part 4 is a short answers. For this part, you'll be given a little length of passage or text, and there are comprehension. Actually, it is 8 comprehension questions and 2 questions that you need to find the word that's similar to the meanings given. And the last part is a bit challenging actually, whereby it is called matching or gap text. You'll be given a text or a short paragraph, but in between there are missing lines or there are missing sentences. So there are 6 missing lines or sentences, but in the choice of you'll be given 8 sentences or 8 statements. So you really need to read carefully for that. All right, let's go for paper 2 with the coding 12/2. This is mainly to test on your writing skills. Okay, for this paper, there are 2 questions and it is compulsory to answer both. For it is known as short communicative message. But for this part or for this essay question, you just need to write about not more than 80 words. Just a short one, should be short but brief. And question number 2, or we call as part 2, it is not expansion. Usually the question will be asked in mind mapping or bubble maps. Okay, so let's go to paper 3. This one mainly for your speaking test. Okay, before in PT3, the old version or old format, it will be individual, whereby you have 2 sessions. Means the first session will be for reading aloud, and the second one will be giving your own opinion, whereby the candidates will be given one topic and you need to talk within 2 minutes about the topic. But with this new format, there are 3 sessions divided into 3 sessions. Okay, and at one session there will be 2 candidates. So first part will be an interview whereby 2 questions for each candidate. It's more on personal response. So just to warm me up your speaking so that the candidates won't feel so nervous. Okay. And then after that, we will go to the second part whereby this is individual prompt story means candidates will be given a different picture, and the candidates will be given 1 minute to think about the picture. Then you are going to describe or express or explain about the story. Then after that, you have the third discussion task, whereby these both candidates, the two
Madam
candidates,
Lily,
work. Yes.
sorry for interrupt. Your
Yep.
voice is quite not stable. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So maybe you can adjust.
All right. Can you hear clear? Is it clear now?
It's clear, but
Okay,
maybe
clear.
once you start talking, then we can determine whether the sound quality is good or not. Okay?
Oh, okay. Or is it I'm going so fast, too fast?
No, not really.
Okay. What about now? Is it the quality? Is it smooth? Is it clear?
It's clear for the moment. I tell you what, I will
All right.
interrupt once the sound quality is not that good. Is that all right?
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right. Now we continue. For the third part or the third session, it will be discussion task, whereby both candidates you are going to work in pair. Both of you will be given one task or one question, and you need to have dialogue. Means both should be responding. Okay. Okay. Now let's see paper 4 with the job stroke 4, and this is mainly to test on your listening skills. Okay, for this paper, if you compare to the previous format, last time the format,
Madam Lily. Madam Lily. Have we lost her? Madam Lily. Okay, we seem to have come across a technical problem. So bear with us for a while. I'll try to get connected with Madam Lily soon. Okay, so bear with us. just now Madam Lily was talking about paper 3, where it consists of speaking paper, so to speak. So there are 2 questions for each candidate in the form of an interview. And the other one, the other section would be individual prompt cards, and it could be a story. And the third part is the discussion. It's a task where both candidates have to speak and discuss on a task given. So the marks that it will carry, it will be 20 marks, and time allocated for this would be 11 minutes. As for paper 4, it will be on listening. There are, so to speak, 5 sections. So the first one would be a 3-option visual multiple choice questions. So there are 5 questions in total. Then the second part would be matching and sequencing. So this part consists of 5 questions, and third part would be a 3-option MCQ with text provided. So this part will have another 5 questions. And the number 4 would be note completion. It's a monologue, and also another 5 questions. And the 5th part would be note completion, which is a dialogue. So you need to complete the dialogue, another 5 questions. Okay, so in total we have 25 marks, and the time allocated is 35 minutes. Quite a long time, considering it's a listening task. Okay, because one of the weaknesses of our students nowadays is in order to listen, to be a good listener. So time allocated for that would be 35 minutes. Okay, right. Let me try and get back to Madam Lily. Okay. Hello, Madam Lily.
I'm talking to her right now, so we are still trying to settle the technical issue.
Okay, all right. So I think we wait for her because I think she is the one that knows a lot better. I don't want to go on because I might be making a mistake. So therefore, we will wait for her. Okay, in the meantime, you can look at the slide, and you boys and girls just study what the tips for paper 1 is. Perhaps you boys and girls out there can take out your pen and paper, and perhaps you can copy what's can be seen on the screen at the moment. Okay, these tips are vital because, as you all know, this year would be the first or second time the new format will be implemented. So therefore, these tips will be very, very useful for you people out there. Okay, I'm sure you have finished reading that. I'll move on to her next slide, which is tips for paper 2. So as you can see on the screen, so part 1 is short communicative messages. So these messages would normally be
Okay, Kak
authentic.
Ann, Madam Lily dah ada.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. All right. Shall I continue with this screen here, or Madam Lily would like to use her PowerPoint?
Madam Lily, your mic is turned off, so you can turn on it. Okay.
I need to share the.
Madam Lily, would you like to use your own slide or?
Can you see on the screen my slide? No,
Uh,
no, isn't it?
no.
No.
Ah,
So it's okay. Maybe Madam Lily, we can use Kak Ann's.
Right.
Yeah.
all right.
So, Kak Ann, please, can you do it as a slideshow?
Okay.
Okay.
So, Madam Lily can just continue.
Continue. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. Just now, I think we been disconnected when I was giving tips for paper 1, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Okay. All right. So now I will continue for the tips number 3 for information transfer. All right. Just now I said the text that you will be given a passage, and then most answers are given in the passage. So students, you need to read carefully, and then you need to read the questions that ask. Actually, it is a very short and very direct questions. So you need to find the keywords, and then you need to copy back the correct answers and make sure the correct spelling is mandatory. You couldn't miswrite, or you couldn't totally change the spelling. Even the answer is correct, but if you miss 1 or 2 alphabets, then it's considered error. And only 3 words allowed in each blank that provided. I mean for your every answers for this part. Okay, then let's go to part 4, whereby you have your short answers. This is for your reading comprehension questions. Okay, you need to read and again understand the passage that been given in the question paper. And again, I stress on the word read the questions, and you need to write your answers short, and it is a direct answers. Before for reading comprehension, we will write along answers, isn't it? For example, okay, what is your name? I'm giving you an example. What is your name? My name is Lily Arfaniza binti Muhammad Arif. That is a long answer. But now, if you've been asked the question, what is your name? Lily Arfaniza binti Muhammad Arif. So it's like, I give it a very simple example. Okay, for this question, you cannot write or you cannot give more than 5 words or numbers for each answer. And for our last part, our part 5, for the matching gap text, okay, this exercise is a bit challenging actually, because you really need to read and understand the passage. And in between, there are 6 missing sentences. Okay, so how can I understand the passage? You need to read 2 or 3 times. And then after that, go to all the 8 statements or 8 given answers. Okay, go through and understand all the answers given there. So, it is important for you to read the sentences before and after the gap to identify the missing sentences. So these are very general tips for paper 1. But if you keep on practicing and drill with this type of question, inshallah, I believe you can score good marks for this. And for this paper, it consists of 40 marks. All right, now let's go for tips for paper 2. Okay, paper 2, as I told you earlier, it is to test on your ability to write a good essay. Okay, for this paper, you are given two parts or two questions, and it is compulsory for you to answer both questions. Okay? All right, for part one, all right, it is known as short communicative message, means you just need to write a short essay in between or within 80 words only. No need for you to write a long or lengthy essay, because still for this question, actually, if under CFR, it should be by band A2. Okay, that one I will explain maybe in other session. Okay, so let's look what type of question that will be asked for this part. Usually, you'll be given either email or maybe a message or short notes. Okay, so how can you answer this question? Again, you need to read the question and you need to understand the task given. Then, you have to identify the keywords. Alright. After that, you need to draft the ideas. Okay, how can you draft the ideas? Usually, I know, like my students, once they got the question, they are so anxious, they are so excited, then they will start writing without drafting ideas. So, if you really want a good quality essay, or if you really want to have a good writing skills, okay, you have to really draft your ideas by using the 5WH and how. It's always, I've been using this since years, and actually it's a very simple method, but if you get use of it, it is automatically you can just simply draft all the ideas without jotting in your test pad actually. All right, then after that, what should you do? Okay, you need to construct the sentences by using simple connectors and a limited number of cohesive devices. And make sure all the contents or ideas is relevant to the task. Means you must really answer according to the question given. Okay, this one I will explain in details later on. Okay, now let's go for the next tips for part 2. For
Madam Lily,
part 2, yes,
we have a question.
yes.
Some of the students are asking what is the 5WH and how.
Okay, all right. 5WH is the keywords for questioning, means who, what, when, where, why, and how. So there are the 5WH and how. Can the students get it?
I think so, yes. Clear.
Okay. Because I think very right now we are using this acronym, the 5WH and how. But this is what I learned since my childhood. Okay. So, all right. For part 2, can I continue?
Okay, part
All right.
2.
For part 2, okay, the type of question will be note expansion. Okay, for this part, it's a bit challenging. Okay, whereby this is where your 5WH, you really need to use this. Because the type of question will be given either in bubble maps or I think. Okay, so how you are going to do this? Again, read the question and you need to understand the task. Actually, what is the question or the topic that been asked to you? I mean, for the students to answer. And then you need again to identify the keywords. And then the third tips will be, again, you need to draft the ideas, because if you don't draft, you don't know what you are going to write in your essay. What will be the contents? Then you need to elaborate, and then maybe you can give a few examples, okay, for every paragraph. And again, to assess this essay or this writing, all content is relevant to the task, and the most important, the reader is fully informed. Means when other readers or the markers or your teachers read your essay, they understand that, oh, what it is about. And then you really fulfill the task. And most important for this part, the text must be well organized and coherent, using a variety of cohesive devices. Compared to part 1 just now, I mentioned that use simple connectors and limited numbers of cohesive devices. But in part 2, you can use more variety of cohesive devices, and your connectors, you can use the high frequency connectors. Means your vocab, your words will be more, a little bit of complicated, not really complicated. Usually I always advise my student, just write simple sentences, because I know my student is not really excellent, but I want them to do or to write less errors or less mistakes, so that we can have a very clean and a very good essay. Okay, a very good script. I mean, without errors, you know. But if you are really good, you can continue. But whatever it is, practice makes you perfect. Okay, now let's go for tips for paper 3.
Okay, Madam Lily.
Yes.
There's a question from Manan Kanan. He's
Alright.
asking, what are cohesive devices?
Okay, cohesive devices, okay, are the words that you use to link. It is a linkage words, okay, that you want when you're going to relate two sentences. For example, like, okay, I'm giving you some example like firstly, as well as, moreover, furthermore. It depends on the either you are going to do for sequencing, you can do for adding, okay, or you can use for illustrating, like for example, for instance, means you are using a variety of cohesive devices, like the simple one like but, and then however, although. Okay, I hope Manan can understand, or you can actually we can do this by practice actually.
Yeah, that's right. I think quite clear there.
Quite clear. It means I have to give the examples, because some students, they won't know the words for what category is that. Even if I
Yeah.
say, okay, the tenses like present tense, they will ask me, teacher, what is this? Okay, I have to explain. So actually, students need to do a lot of practice. Okay, all right. So can I continue for our paper 3?
Part 3. Okay.
Part 3, paper 3, yeah,
Paper
for speaking. Okay, this is the most, I mean, a nightmare for students when come for speaking. Even my students also, oh my God, madam, I don't know how to speak. I can't. Okay, but if you are in Form 3, okay, either you like it or not, still you have to practice to speak. Even it is broken, I don't mind. I think your teachers also don't mind, as long as you are trying, isn't it? So the tip for speaking will be practice, practice, and practice. As I told you just now, practice makes you perfect. Okay? And then, okay, when you are in the exam room, please don't be scared. Okay? Even the assessors, okay, even it is your teachers, but the examiner is not your enemy. You can just pretend that, okay, I'm talking to my friend. It should be very nature. Okay, then, okay, when you've been asked, or when you need to speak, or when you need to deliver your answers or response, you have to speak clearly and not too fast, so that we can hear your pronunciation, okay, your intonation, even the words that you mention or you speak out, okay. And for the or for the tips for number 4, okay, ask for the clarification. If you are not sure, you can ask, but in a proper manner. Okay? All right. Then, for the session 2 or part 2 in the speaking test, okay, when candidates will be given the prompt card story, okay, you'll be given 1 minute for you to study the picture. So you can tell the assessors whatever that you see in the picture. But that's why within 1 minute, you really need to draft how you're going to deliver your story or your answers. Okay, so the next tip will be cooperate with other partner. Okay, this is whereby when you are going to have your third part, whereby, okay, both candidates will be sharing one question. It is in I think or in bubble maps, the questions. So you need to have a dialogue. That's why I said you need to cooperate with your other partner. Okay, so it is pity if only one person is talking and then the other is not responding. Okay, so that's why you have to practice for this. And the most important thing, okay, for you to have a good thing, just use simple sentences with basic vocabulary. So you will make less mistake during your speaking. Unless for those who are really fluent and good, it's up to you. I still remember there was 1 year, okay, one of my students, but that was during the old format. He was lucky to get topic about IT. So he loved IT, so he can talk a lot about that topic. So that is advantage for the students. Only that for now, okay, I've been giving you these few tips. So even for speaking, still you need to practice. And then again, it will relate for reading. Okay, I hope it is clear for speaking. So students, from now on, you have to start to practice to speak, even it is with broken English. All right, now let's go for tip for paper 4. This is for listening. I know this one. For these skills, actually, it depends on the schools, okay, or your teachers, okay. How frequently that we can do this practice? Because you need materials for the audio, okay. But I always use the online from YouTube, from the Cambridge, okay, whereby they have for the listening test, okay. So even their question is not really similar to our PT3 questions, but I want my students to practice with the listening. They have to listen, then they need to answer. Okay, so what will be the tips? Okay, usually students or candidates will be given time for you to go through with the questions and the choices of answers that provided in the question paper. So go through. Don't just simply sit and then you just ignore. No, you have to go through with all the questions so that you will know. Okay, oh, this question about this. Sometimes you will get the ideas. What will be asked or what will be the contents of the audio. Okay, then when the audio being played, please listen carefully and choose the correct answer. You can tick your answers in the question first. Okay, don't worry. And then, okay, if you think you couldn't get the answers or you couldn't get the contents of the audio will be repeated twice. All right. So, okay, so you can go through again with the question and the answers. Okay, once the audio been completed, candidates will be given time to transfer all the answers to the answer sheet that attached to the question paper. Okay, so you'll be given time. So no need for you to rush, okay? Only that for part 4 and 5, whereby you need to write your own answers, okay? That is where the number of answers, okay, then words, it is not more than 3 words. Okay, please bear that in your mind, okay? So then you can have those things very clear. Okay, now let's go because actually I've been given about 1 hour. Sorry for the technical error just now. Okay, so today I've been asked, okay, I will just give you more details for question of part 1 for paper 2. It is for your writing skills, okay. Usually, as I told you, it is a short message, a short communicative message. Okay, so if we go through with the PowerPoint, okay, you can see the question. Okay, I'm giving you this the question. Read the message from your friend Atika. Hi Ravi, the Interact Club of my school wants to organize a day trip for the weekend. We are planning either a trip to the beach or to Jonker Street, Malacca. I prefer to go to Jonker Street mainly because I love food. Which do you think would be better? I would also appreciate any other suggestions you can give me. From Atika. Okay, students, if you look at the questions, it's very short. Okay, can you see all the phrases that I've been highlighted or using a different color? All right, those are the keywords that once you read the question, students, you need, or candidates, you need to highlight or underline the words or phrases that you think is the keywords. Okay, for this question, Atika is asking Ravi to make a choice or suggestion for her because now she has two choices, either a trip to the beach or to Jonker Street. And then she gave the reason why she preferred to go to Jonker Street. That's why I highlighted love food. But again, all right, she asked Ravi, which do you think would be better? And then she also came out, okay, she also will be appreciated for any other suggestions. Mean, in this question, is either you can choose either the beach or Jonker Street, or you can also give another answer. Means there are three choices for this question. Okay? All right, now let's look for the tips. Okay, and then the task that we given will be, again, can you see that in about 80 words, write a message to Atika giving some suggestions. So this will be the task that candidates must respond. And you have to fulfill the task. Means you need to write a message to Atika and you need to give some suggestions. Okay, for the tips. Again, I highlighted the phrase read the question and understand the task. Okay, so the other task that will be given will be asking for suggestions. Okay, so the second tips will be highlight or underline the keywords. Just now I've been highlighted using the different color for the wording. A day trip, the beach, Jonker Street, Malacca, prefer to Jonker Street, love food, appreciate other suggestions. Alright, so this is only just a draft. Alright, now. So, for the third tips.
Madam Lily,
Yes.
before we move on to the third tips, there are questions asked. Okay.
Okay.
Question number 1 is, what does it mean by content is relevant to the task?
Okay. The content relevant to the task means, okay, your answers must fulfill the question. Means like, okay, for example, like the question is asking a day trip to the beach. Okay, so means you have to answer that you choose to go to have a trip to the beach, and you must give the reasons. Means either you can use a beach or Jonker Street, or you can give another suggestion, means other places. Maybe you can say that going to shopping mall, for example. But the contents, all the contents must be relevant to the question. Means a day trip. So the readers should understand, because for this question, when it is being assessed, if your content means if you are answering out of topic, okay, means you are not talking about a day trip, you are talking about other things. You said that I'm doing house chores at home, sleeping, blah 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 blah, for example. So you don't have the content that responds to the question. So once your content is 0, so for the other criteria also will be 0. So it's
Okay.
PT. Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
Okay.
Next question. There are two questions here, but I think your slide has answered the second question. Are there any word limits? So it's written there 80 words, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
More about, Mhm.
The next question will be, will the examiner award marks if the candidate exceed the number of words?
Okay. Actually, we won't award more if you are writing more than that. Because, okay, for this part, okay, actually we are testing the students' writing skill based on the CFR so that you can achieve for band A2. But if you can achieve to band B1, that is good. Whatever it is, there are criteria or that they should fulfill. It doesn't matter about how many words that you write, but usually I will advise my students, don't write more for part 1 because you can write more in part 2. Whereby part 2 actually you can write in about 120 words. And you can actually for part 2 the question you can write more contents that you can add in. But for
Yes.
part 1 usually is a direct question. So you don't waste time for that. Answer direct to the question. That is what I always ask my student to do for part 1.
Okay, understood.
This answer, I hope I answered the question.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you.
Okay, shall we move on?
Oh, yeah, yes. So
Okay.
I continue to tips 3.
Tips 3, okay?
Okay. All right. So you need to organize your ideas in sequence by using the 5WH and how again. Okay. Why I said you have, that's why you need to draft. Because you need to list out all your ideas, then you need to arrange in sequence because there will be uh, marks that for organization, whereby how you do your paragraph. It is related from one paragraph to the second paragraph and until closure. Okay, that one will be another. I think most students, I think your teachers will always remind you. I think they will tell you, okay, when you are writing your essays, you need to have the paragraph and you have to write in sequence. Okay, so the fourth tips will be, all right, you need to identify the simple and high frequency connectors to be used in the writing. Okay, so for this is, you know what is simple connectors from simple until high. But usually I always ask my student use the simple ones. Okay, for example, like I give you the example already. And but that is simple connectors or so, right? Because first of all, and finally, that is considered the high frequency connectors. It depends on how you are going to relate from one sentence to the next sentence. Okay, the next one will be, all right, construct your sentences with basic vocabulary that you use in daily purposes. Means use the simple vocab that you use every day. Because for this part, actually, like me, I don't encourage my students to use some complicated or bombastic words. I said no. Please use very simple ones so that easy for the markers, okay, to access. So that even simple, but actually you have a good flow for that. That comes for the next tip. Paragraph should be well organized. This one is synchronized with organize your ideas in sequence, and coherent means you have a good flow of ideas in your writing. Okay, I hope students you can get this, but actually all these things you can brush up your skills. You need to do a lot of practice for writing. I know most students they don't like to do writing, even with my own students, but I have to force them because by writing, when you're practicing, then you know where is your weakness and then what the errors or mistake that you always do. Okay? All right.
Okay. There's one question regarding writing also.
Okay.
Do you need to use all the keywords given in the question?
Okay. For part 1, actually not necessary, but at least your answers should respond to the questions. You
Okay.
still can use your own words. It doesn't matter. But the most important, your essay must answer according to the question. Means like a day trip, and then you need to make one choice. Either you can go to the beach or Jonker Street. Usually I always advise my students to choose either one. Don't choose other places that not stated, because at least we can control our writing. Okay, I will show you in the sample answers. Okay, can we go to the next slide? The
Okay.
sample answer. All right.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Here I would like to show to the students. Okay, this is Ravi response. Okay, the sample answer. This one is a very simple one. Hi Atika, I agree straight away. You answer straight. What is this message? Okay, so actually we don't really say how are you. I hope you are in the pink. Okay, don't waste your time for that. Actually, okay. So you respond straight away according to the answers. That is the best way. I agree with your suggestion of going to Jonker Street, Melaka. All right, that will be the first statement means you suggested to Atika. Okay, your club members can try. Okay, there's another main ideas. Different types of food from various cultures. Because just now Atika mentioned that she wants to go to Jonker Street because she loves food. So now you are giving another ideas that the club members can also try different type of food from various culture. Okay, various culture. Usually I can give a merit because they use the various cultures. Okay, for that phrases. And then perhaps, okay, this one is like this is the connectors. You could ask some store owners if they would be willing to show you how the food is prepared. Another main idea, a different idea means you are giving your own ideas. And also remember to bring a lot of water. Another suggestion, because the food can get too spicy sometimes. Take care, your friend Ravi. So students, can you see it's very short and brief, the response or the essay. Okay, for this for part 1. Okay, it is a bit different for part 2. That one, I think if I will see you in other session, that one I can explain later. Okay, so this will be the sample answers for answering question for part 1 in paper 2. So more or less it's about 80 words. You don't need to count the words. Don't worry. Usually, in the question paper, it is provided the template already. So you just write in between the template that been given for people for part 1. Okay. Is there
Okay.
question for this?
If I look at the text, it's written in one paragraph because
Yes.
the students out there, they are asking how
Okay.
many paragraphs should they write.
Okay. All right. If you have more ideas, I advise you just about 2 paragraphs enough because it's a very short message answers. So if you only give 1 paragraph, still okay because not much. But if you have more ideas, okay, you can give at least 2 paragraphs.
Okay.
It
Okay.
depends. Yep.
All right. There's
Yeah.
one question.
That one.
Okay.
Okay. There's one question, not on writing, but on speaking.
Okay.
Okay. What should we prepare for the speaking test?
Okay. Okay. Because of this new format, okay, my students, actually, if we compare to previous or the old format of speaking test, we will give students a lot of topics for them to read, okay, to get the answers. But now, with the new format, actually, because for the part 2, you'll be given pictures. So, all right, what you can do for preparation, still, okay, one more, the first thing that you need to do is you have to read a lot so that you can enrich your vocabulary. You can enrich your words, okay? Even simple is okay. Then you can start practicing to speak with your friends, or even with your English teachers, or even with other teachers. It's okay if you are using broken English, but still, okay, if you ask your teacher, I think they will correct for you. Then at least you can learn, you can practice, and the most important is to build your confidence first. Okay, then next step that you should do, okay, from your textbook, or you can get from either newspaper or any pictures. All right, you can work in pair with your friends. Okay, now let's give 1 minute. Let's go through with the picture. Okay, then you can share with your friend what do you think about the picture. That is the way practicing for your speaking. For speaking skills. Yes, you need to do a lot of practice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, we have, I think, another question here.
All right.
From Fiona Tingzin. She's asking if we can we use proverbs to get higher marks?
Okay. 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 For part one, actually, I'm not encouraging you to use proverb, but you can use that in part two. You can use in part two. Yep. The question for part two. Yeah.
Yeah, because part one is very short and
Very
concise.
short. Yes.
But part two will be more suitable to use proverbs.
It's very general. Yes, it's very general for part two.
Okay, there's another question here. Teacher, can I put the question like, how are you? Or, hope you are in the pink of health as the first sentence?
Okay. Actually, there are errors. There's errors there. Okay. If you are starting your, is it for the essay writing?
I'm not so sure. It's not
Okay, but
stated
you're asking
here.
about the, okay. If you are writing a letter, okay, for example, okay.
Madam Lily, I think for this answer, they want to just asking how are you first.
Okay, I
something
mean,
like that.
they want to know whether is it the statement, the sentence is correct or not. Okay, all right. If you are writing a letter, okay, or if you are for that type of answers, okay. If you ask, usually we always begin our letter. How are you? I hope you are in the pink. Okay, never use pink of the health. That is error. I hope you are in the pink. Full stop. Okay. I hope it is clear for Fiona. Is it for Fiona?
Sorry?
Is it for Fiona, the question? I mean, how are you? I hope you are in the pink. Full stop. Don't write pink of the health. That is wrong.
Yeah, the candidate asked, hope you are in the pink. Yes.
Yes. I hope you are in the pink. Only that. That is the correct one. Okay. Is there any other questions? Or should
So
we
far,
go to the next slide?
yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Before my last slide. All right. Please do remember this, students. Okay. For this part one, okay, the assessments for your essay based on, okay, for these 4 criteria. All right. One will be content. That is where I stated all content is relevant to the task. Okay, means all your points are really relate to the question. Okay. And then number 2, the criteria for number 2 will be communicative achievement, whether the students or the readers really understand and can you really deliver you can produce a text that communicates straightforward ideas, okay, with the communicative task reasonably well, okay. And then the third one will be organization, means how you paragraph your essays. It means whether it is in sequence, okay, is it with a good flow of ideas, all right. And last will be again, still will we award for your language basis, okay, whether you are using basic vocabulary appropriately, either you are using simple grammatical form with a good degree of control, okay, Even there are errors that noticeable, but the meaning can still be determined. Means still we can understand your essay or your writing. Okay. Then, all right, the skills. Okay. For all these four criteria, okay, for content, communicative achievement, organization, and language, okay, all the skills will be from band 5 to band 1. The higher will be band 5, and then it will be for band, the score will be score 5, score 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0. Okay, so band or score 5 is the perfect score. Means if you really fulfill the criteria, this one actually your teachers who are teaching form 3, okay, they will know how to assess the essay, okay. And students, if you are not sure, you can ask your teachers regarding how to get the good skills for this. All right, only I just need to remind you again, if your content is 0 mark, if you've been awarded 0, means it is totally out of topic. You are not answering according to the question. Okay? So, no marks will be awarded for other categories too. So, it's a pity. Means, even you write, okay, you have the paragraph, it is organized, even your language is good, but if your content is 0, others also will be 0. So, you will get 0 for part 1 for the questions. So, please, students, always do a practice. Okay, please understand the question, read and understand the question. You need to highlight the keywords if you are not sure, and then you need to practice to write. Okay, and then you can compare, you can ask with your friends or with your teachers. Okay, so is there any question before I hand or before I stop my slides?
So far, I think that's about it.
Okay.
Okay, that's your last slide.
Okay, this will be my last slide.
Okay.
So thank you for watching, students. Thank you for lending your ears. And just a simple quote for all the students out there. All right. The struggle you are in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. So I wish you all the best for today and the rest of the days. And if we are going to have our PT3 examination, good luck for everyone. I think that's all. Then I think I can hand over to our moderator, Miss Zulinda. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Lily. I learned a lot. I don't know about you people out there, but as a teacher, I learned a lot. Okay, thank you very much, Madam Lily, for sharing her tips with all of us. We hope that you boys out there have benefited from the session. Okay, hang on. Okay. All right, can you see the slide, Lily?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So thank you once again for spending your time with us, Digital Classroom, uh, for your very, very useful tips for PT3 this year. Okay, so we have come to the end of our session. There is one more thing to do for you people out there. So please don't forget to fill in the assessment form. So you can either click on or type in the link given here or use your QR code to answer a few questions on your understanding of the session today. So I will leave the slide for a bit for you to scan the.
I can't see your slide, Miss Anne.
Oh ya, oh itu ya ke? Okay, wait Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, boys and girls. We hope to get some feedback from you. So type the link given or use your QR code, your camera to scan the QR code. Okay, with that, we have come to the end of our session. All right, so make a date tomorrow. We have science for tomorrow at 11 o'clock instead of history as given in the original timetable. So we have switched it instead of history. So tomorrow we have science instead. Okay, thank you everyone and good luck. Miss Anne signing off.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you semua.